Hi and welcome to MQW Driving School, another video. This video is about fleet driver training. We are official fleet registered trainer approved by DVSA. Today's client is Sky Channel. We're going to see two different drivers. First we check their driving license. Then we check any points and penalties they have or which codes they can drive on. Then check about their eyesight so they can read the number plate easily. Then we check the vehicle checks. For vehicle check we use the word called powder. Do you know what powder stands for? If you don't know, don't worry, we're going to explain you in a minute. You can use it everyday vehicle checks. It's petrol, oil, water, damage, electric and rubber. We can do all these checks today before we start the training. So make sure we have enough fuel for the journey, which can be petrol or diesel. Then we go for inside the bonnet, oil check, water check, coolant check, brake oil check. Then we check all the lights of the car, front and back. Reverse light, brake light and any warning hazard lights. Then we go for front check, fog lights, headlights, full beams, tire check, thread check, air pressure check. Then we check the load in the van, equally distributed inside the van from left side, right side or back, and any loose thing we need to tighten up before the start of the journey. The van was a little bit empty, it's a new van for me. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, this is the best time now. Can you please subscribe, press the like button and press the bell button. Thank you. Let's start the driver training. Let's start the training for driver number 1. The driver have 33 years of driving experience. This van, you will feel more like a car.
Yes, I've driven long wheelbase transit vans before. I've had lots of vans actually. So.
That's a nice place as well. Look like they made it recently or something.
Yeah, we've been there nearly 5 years now actually. 5 years in April.
Because it gave me the idea like maybe I'm going like a retail park or something, you know, like when I was coming.
Yep.
Because when I looked on the map where I'm going, it just pointed out me on the middle of something, like, you know, like sometimes it's Nota Street and a big line.
Yeah.
Then I thought maybe it's just like a retail park. Sometime do meet drivers, see like this one. So sometimes I do meet them something like common place.
Yeah.
Like easy to find them or something like this.
Yeah.
First I was in you know where your house was, and
yep.
there's a street before I did the right turn, and then I said, okay, what I do, I just make a quick round the circle. I should see the Sky van, then I will be fine.
Yeah. No, that used to be the old colliery. Used to be the old pit. So.
In the future, when you will going to have a lot of things at the back of your van, then you have to see what's making a noise.
Yeah.
Anything which let's say if you did the very sharp right bend or something, and you say, okay, now things will be falling down here and there. Now I definitely know how I'm going to open my door, because it's all going to be.
I've heard something, yeah.
Yes, I heard something, or it's going to increase my workload.
Yeah.
You can say you maybe going to do your adjustment back again and again on every drive or every stop you do.
Yeah.
So you're trying to think about the way you drive, that I don't have to do a lot of work. When I start in the morning or for any other client work and job, then I go for one thing, then I don't have to do it again.
Got you.
So that's something you always have to be going through with the van to work. You got a small mirror, so that will help you for your parking. So at one point we need to go some of the car park, which we can just come back, and we can use one of these Wicks and McDonald car parks.
Yep.
Then we're going to do some reverse parking.
No problem.
So we can see some sensor of the van and see, because not every van will come with the back gear camera.
Yep.
So sometimes they give you the cameras. Again, how the fleet came to you with this different van setup.
Got you.
They used to have the Volkswagen Caddy vans, and they have new
what type of van we'd be getting. But with us being on the tech team, you know, I'm glad it's something smaller.
No, that's a very good van. Even the caddy vans are good, but this model, the Ford one, because that's when you're inside almost, it's like a, have you seen kind of new Focus, you know, like the new design Focus?
Yeah.
They got a little bit large and bigger, but this one is one. Okay, so have you ever done the commentary drive? Like where you speak and drive, like tell about your hazards coming up on you and what you do about it?
Not recently.
Okay, can we try a little bit, and if you can tell me what you can see ahead and what's your plan about it according to your science, according to the road conditions, any hazards?
Yep, starting now.
Yeah, please.
Okay, doing 30 miles an hour. Queen's Estate on the right hand side. Got a white vehicle behind me. About to go downhill. There's a right hand turn into King's Croft approaching.
So where are you going to position on if it's a downhill and the bend?
Downhill on the bend. I'm just backing off on the gas, ready to cover the brake should I need it.
And what about your solid lines in the center of the road? Any hazards?
Yeah, solid lines mean there's no overtaking, just making sure that there's nothing going to be coming out on the left.
What's the new speed limit ahead?
Due speed limit is 40 miles an hour. There's a crematorium on the right hand side. So
can you see the red colour van?
The red colour van, yes, I can see the red colour van at Farm Copley's.
Yes, you just started and trying to move off soon?
Yep, so just keep an eye on that.
Yes.
Into fourth. Cycle lane on the left hand side. So position my car on the vehicle more towards the centre. Red van is now moving off. White car still behind me. And it's still cold.
Okay, what's the weather condition? It still look okay and dry at the minute now, but what if the weather change? How much following distance we should keep the van then?
For the vehicle in front,
yes.
We need to give at least double, if not more. Approaching 30 mile an hour zone, so just dropping the van down into third. Looks like the red van is actually going to pull in the cycle path.
And if there is cycle on the left, what you will do about him?
I would hang back, let him actually overtake the van. Going downhill now, 29 miles an hour, just backing off on the gas. 28. White car still behind me. School on the left hand side with a.
If you can take a left turn please into the street, please.
Left hand into the street.
Yes,
it's the next street. That's a school.
Okay, so
I'll keep going down.
okay,
Do you want to hit? It's been too late now.
Let's see if we can find another one.
What sort of thing are you after?
We're gonna do some moving and stopping, and we're gonna try left side stopping and right side stopping.
Let's try this next left.
Yes,
yeah?
yes, please. Yeah.
I've never been down here.
No, we're just gonna turn around and we're gonna come back on the same route again. So can we try the right side stopping, please, first?
Stopping on the right hand side?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Anywhere safe.
Yep. It's not actually safe because it's opposite a junction.
100 meters before the junction, we are okay. Okay, now this is where you can see your reverse camera now, that you got camera as well.
Yep.
Okay, and then you got a steer direction as well where you go. Okay, can we take a little figure? So can we put the trips again?
Okay.
So we are on 35.3 mile per gallon.
35.3.
Yeah. And then 2.8 miles so far.
2.8 miles. Yep.
2.8 miles driven so far. 2 times is your range, so we go on range, keep it down, and then we have to go. Average speed should be another one. Average fuel. Average speed
is 12.
Okay. We can keep it on this point. Okay, so that's the one. So now, as you know, you got a reverse camera and the light easily as well. The reason for you to pull up on the left or right side, you got a jobs and you got houses, house on the right, house on the left, and you have to ring them and ask them can I park you, like for example when I was coming, when I see a little bit retail park, I got the idea that there will be a place for me to park. And lastly, if I don't get the space, as they told me is going to be a home address, so then I know I will ask you and use the same space I use it if I don't have any space. Houses can be on the double lines, double red lines, zigzag line, then you have to think about the parking safely as a responsibility for the driver all the time before you do something. That's another important thing whenever you do it. Okay, so what we can do, we can let's go to the street on the left after you move off, and then at a safe place we're going to make a U-turn.
So go down there, do a U-turn.
Yes, and then we're back on the road again.
Okay, cool. We've really picked the world's smallest, narrowest street ever.
No problem.
So let me just square it up a little bit.
Yeah, you can use, if it's clear, you can use a little bit the drop curve from his drive.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah,
we'll give it a go.
Then we can.
Don't get penalised for touching the curb.
No.
What do you mean? No.
Because this time, if you do it, you're gonna have to do 6 times otherwise, like forward, backward, forward. But if you use the drop curve, then you're fine, because you can reverse back, reverse into his drop curve. You maybe 2 attempts, you out again easily.
Okay. I'm going to pull it forward. Give me a bit more swing into and backwards.
Because again, it's not like you choose the places to go, isn't it?
Yep.
It's your jobs.
Yep.
So the job will decide where you're going. So maybe the house on the last one. So you have to do all these things with your van actually. Parking, moving around, changing the position of the van, and plus, and then we take a right and back to the main road.
Cool.
Then secondly, we need to always find out to park up in the safe places as much we can.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have to think about locking of your van as well. Like you got the tools to care of as well. Then you think about, I don't leave it open. How many times I have to switch it off safely? I will switch it off my car. Then I make sure I can pick the load and unload quickly as well. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
And then we do loading and unloading properly. Then I have to lock again. This one. Unless in the last you got option that you may be going to say that person, can you just watch, let me just do these things. If you think you got people around you and you know that, oh, what if my eyes goes there, someone is stealing something from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you. So I'm just gonna, I like having the mileage in front of me.
Yes.
Sorry, the speed.
No worries.
My previous vehicle had that and found it really, really good.
So that's a good way to keep it as well. Maps are good as well to keep it you as well. So that's another good way to keep controlling yourself with your speed. They're not going to be always right, so you always have to see what's on the road.
Right.
Sometimes it can be misleading.
Yes.
So I will suggest.
I always stick. Usually stick to 30 anyway.
That's good.
Unless it's a 20, but obviously 20 stones or more.
But remember that not every road going to be 30. Then imagine if it's 40 and you are on.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Treat roads like this.
Yeah, residential area with the houses, shops, and chances of people around. So we call it a build-up area. So then it's morely 30s. But if you're passing the different zones, then you're going for the 20 zones.
Yeah.
Now, can we go into the little car park? We can use this one.
Yep.
And then I want you to do the reverse parking in any of the way, right or left.
Okay.
So we can.
I think you can actually get into it before these lights. There's 2 ways in here.
Oh, that's good. So we can even we can use this one. Yes. Yeah. Then we got the car park. Okay. So anyway, but reverse park.
Reverse park.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. You can do any kind of parking, forward and reverse, but reverse is better for you.
Yep.
Okay, so you move off will be always easy in 6. Now can you tell me, when you do the parkings in any sport, you don't have the back camera, so how much you in the habit to watch the back camera?
Previously, when I've been driving vans, I drove vans for about 10 years, so I always use these. Very rarely did I use that.
Okay, good. And how you covered your blind spot then?
In here, obviously with these smaller ones, also if I'm not too sure, you can just have a little look over your shoulder.
Okay, and what about sometime where we have to go out and look? Like sometime we have to like
You're not too
stop
sure,
the car
go out and have a little look.
and then you will actually...
Yeah.
Okay, so there will be different situation as well, because when you came in now, we can scan the area first before we actually started.
Yep.
But there will be a time where you have to actually stop the van first.
Yep.
You have to actually see the situation in the back,
Yep.
how it's working, and then actually sit down again and walk again.
Got ya.
It can be the corner reversing as well for some point for you to just start your corner reversing, and again that situation you don't know what's around that street. You
Yep.
maybe have to park the van here,
Just
then
go
you
have a
have to
look.
go back again, walk again, and start again. Okay,
So-
so covering the blind spot if you
Yep.
ever needed to do this part as well. Okay, so let's see if this figures change for us a little bit or not.
Let's go. Okay.
Okay.
So, what is it? MPG?
Yep, 32.
32.9. Let's write 8 now.
2.8 for your fuel efficiency. Then we go to 2.5 miles driven.
Do you want average speed again?
Yep.
Average speed 10.
Okay. So I think that will be enough to go further. So what we can do, we can make your
Go back home.
back again, and then we will come up to Lidl again.
Okay.
So let's move when you're ready.
I was in a restaurant in London, central London, and we was buying some traffic lights, and there's a policeman stood there, and he was doing people that were in the cycle.
Oh yeah.
He was actually issuing tickets. Then a police van pulled up right
Oh
on
my
that lane
goodness.
there. Funnily enough, he didn't get a ticket.
They think they're exempt, but they are only exempt when they have a blue lights on.
Yeah.
So if they are not on the call, they have to behave like exactly the same as the highway code rules.
Yeah.
They're also not allowed to break the rules. But that is what they call a fleet driving training.
Yeah.
Because more you drive, more you forget what you're supposed to be doing. So have a look on the guys in the van now.
Yeah.
He's technically on the cycle lane a little bit. Another guy is looking a bit okay.
Yeah.
So that's the main purpose of that fleet thing as well, that sometimes we know things, right? We know how to do it. Let's say you know the highway code, but if I ask you, then you know what to do.
Yeah.
But when you're actually on driving on 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift,
Yeah.
or you get end of your shift, rushing for somewhere, getting late for your work,
Yeah.
thinking about your lunch,
Yeah.
getting late for your next appointment,
Yeah.
and then you start thinking of other stuff and not paying attention on the road. Don't you?
Yeah. And your mind wanders.
That's how this thing works. I actually used to live in London before.
Oh
It's
yeah.
about 2.5 years roughly I'm in the Leeds now.
Oh yeah.
So
Which is better, London or Leeds?
Leeds better.
Good lad. You were nearly walking off. Yeah, I used to work an awful lot in London. I didn't like it.
It's good when you're young, if you think
When you're
about
young,
yeah, when you're thinking about partying every Saturday, but
Yeah.
now
So expensive though.
yeah, now if you're thinking about your future and stuff, then you don't want to
Family. No.
Yeah, then you don't want to stay there. You want to go, but not to stay.
Whereabouts in Leeds do you live?
I'm still in the Ring Road, Junction 1. nearby M62 junction 1, where all the showrooms are for all the
I know what
cars.
you mean, yeah.
So I'm just behind the Ferrari.
Nice.
So give me the little bit target in my mind. You watching the new models every time. So other factors we're going to be counting down is the highway code. Then we need to know about the breakdown. As I said, you're going to read the booklet, like a breakdown.
Yep.
Then we got other road users on the road.
Yep.
Anyone, like for example the postman, right?
Yep.
So any road user, whether they're on the foot or up to any vehicle, right?
Yep.
Then we got a progress that we only make but not making someone disturb,
Yep.
right? But if we are actually on the limit, we cannot help them, right?
Okay.
But we don't want to give him any impression where they start using the name the Sky Driver done something. They don't know you,
Yep.
but they know your van.
Yep.
Anyone coming with any vehicle or something, there is no name for them. But when we are behind these wheels,
Skyman.
then you're Skyman.
Yep.
So then people can take your recordings, people can start making it online. That oh yeah, he was doing this, he was doing that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. We want you to take it as a brand ambassador and keep driving in a way that you never do anything wrong for them.
Got you.
Can we try the highest gear possible in the 30 miles? So let's say normally 30 miles gear 3 is the best one, not to go above.
Yep.
But for the fuel efficiency, of course, is uphill. We can't do it now.
We're
But
going down
after the
again.
downhill, then we think about straight away. I will maybe go 4.
Yep.
Then let the car roll by itself as much, and I will not use any gas, which means I'm not using any fuel
Yep.
and not burning any emission. It's going to be safe emissions for me as well.
Okay.
If we got a triangle sign, so then we start looking for what the picture is in it.
Yep.
I hope they're not in that bad weather now.
Yeah.
But maybe because of that center, they would be careful. Because business center, then it can be the all care homes.
Yep.
This business center looks more like a castle. The way
It's-
they make the 2 pillars.
You actually call it the barracks because it used to be an old army barracks.
That they
Well, it's
converted
still, not still there. You see the sign.
it.
the Rifles White Company.
Alright. I think they give half the building away
Yep.
to make some money.
Yeah.
Do we always have to give signal for the parked cars for overtaking, or
I do personally.
okay. Do you think your signal can be misleading for any other reason, like pulling on the right side?
They might think that I'm actually turning right.
Because everyone know that meeting, like the van, the blue van, we don't have to give signal every time.
Yeah. This one probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But with me slowing down, coming to more or less a stop, I thought it best on the approach to let them know that I'm
If
actually.
it's going to benefit, yes,
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong in it. So if they can communicate with you easily with your signals
Yep.
and understand what actually you're giving them a signal for, then yes, anywhere you can do it. That's fine. But anywhere you think, okay, now I better
Yep.
not mislead them with anything. Where you have a chance, for example, to pull up on the right, or it's legal to pull up on the right, and you got returning on the right, then you think about, okay, my signal can get double meaning signal.
Got you.
So for example, this
Like this lane
Yeah.
here, we don't need to signal.
no.
I call these the magic roundabouts. These.
The double
Yeah.
meaning roundabouts. And you treat them separately.
Yep.
One of them. So that's the time for gear change if possible. Try 1 gear more up. This guy will,
5.
yeah, it will work. So just a little bit covering of the brake if needed, and let the car go with no fuel at all. It looks like you're going to vibrate too much, but you don't. So wherever we got a chance, possibility, we always go 1 gear up than a normal speed. For example, you're in a 30-mile road, you're thinking about 4. 20 mile road, you maybe can think about 3, unless you are very worried that maybe I will go above my limit and I better stick with my 2 so I can control my speed.
Got you.
So up the hill we think about early power as possible, so we can just gradually go on the hill rather than we come and do the lower gain, more higher speed and saving too much.
Yeah.
Yep, good early nice lane change.
Yeah.
That's important as well.
Back to my address.
Yes, please.
What's your view of saying thank you to that driver? Because normally that driver will let me in, I would have raised my hand. Obviously I can't.
Yeah, you cannot do this anything again.
You can't use hazard, can you? 'Cause that's...
No. Hazard in the highway code will say that you have a hazard ahead.
Yeah.
Which is like a motorway when we see someone slowing down suddenly and we have to tell him. So, as I said, your highway code should be only what they can understand what actually I'm trying to say to them.
Yeah.
Otherwise I have to leave it.
Got you.
You can help them to make them happy, to do the things in a good time.
Yeah.
You always can feel when you're driving behind someone how good he's treating with you, how early he's giving you the information. Soon he picks from the front, you can pick from him. But how early he's actually giving to me, I'm technically already pleased with him. Even whether I have to say thank you for him or not, I'm pleased with him.
Yeah.
So that way, as I said, we are driving behind the van, so more actions we do in a good time, early as possible. We already in the good books from the back driver. They were like, okay, he's driving. So then you know that even if I don't raise the hand, he's still gonna be happy for me. So different ways, different treated. So again, when you're driving the car or any places like this, we are not driving for myself. I'm not driving for the people in front of me. I'm driving always for the people behind me. I'm always have to drive in a way that I'm taking it like a chain.
Got you.
So I have to think, okay, what I can help others, what I can help others, which is my behind. So think about the history.
Yeah.
We are living like this today because someone did good at the back in the
you.
history. So we are enjoying it. So same thing, what you will do best, the car at the back will enjoy it, like a safe driving, because he's guiding for you.
Got you.
So that's what we do it now. Okay, that's good. Now, can I take your mobile number, please?
Oh, my work one. Now, you are...
If you go to my one, it's fine. If not, then anything where they can ring you if you need it.
Have I got my new mobile in here? I should have.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Just give me to note it on the call because I've got a video.
Unique mobile. It's going to be that one.
So I can note it down by reading.
Right, this is me. So we've got the Sky one. So this is me on personal one.
Yeah.
07742 058 615.
Yeah, that's fine. And did they give you the manager name as well?
Of Fleet.
Like your work manager?
Oh yeah, my work manager. Yeah, it's Andy Tolan. TLLAN. Bloody freezing.
Better now. So just go. Yep, good. You going to say something?
No. I thought you want the number for my manager or my mobile number.
No, that's fine.
So my wife is still in bed. She's been on nights.
Oh, she works somewhere?
Yeah, she's a nurse.
Ah. Just see, like they work and we sleep. That's people should think about it more.
In my previous job, I'd be working away all week in London. I'd come home Friday night. She'd work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. She'd come home Monday morning as I'm going out back to London.
I don't want to do these works anymore. So we got your name, my name, this one, the start time. And did they give you the employee number as well?
The what number?
Your employee number?
Yeah, it's FE0301.
FE.
Yeah, Foxtrot Echo.
Yep.
0301.
So highway code we already have discussed. You have any issue to control the car, like any functions you've known, like for example heatings.
Not too sure what that one is, but I'll
That's
look
going to be your auto stopping. But so far sometimes it don't stop, so it's like cut off the engine.
Oh, right.
But
okay.
you can make it off, but you cut off the engine. Then you got the sensor ons for parking. When it's keep beeping, you can make it on and off like here.
Okay.
That's your front and back heatings for your side windows. And this one. Then you got again door locking.
Door lock.
Then you can adjust your phone, but again you shouldn't be using it while driving. And they shouldn't be pressurizing you to pick up the phones when you're driving. You just say, I want to lock and I want to do it.
Yeah.
Then you go to consolings at the back to use it.
Yeah.
There's a room underneath it. Have you tried it?
No, I haven't actually.
So there's got.
Oh my word! Seriously?
Yeah. So they got double USB on down here as well. So
Okay.
this one, then you can take your phone on charging USB if you want, and just out of the side.
That's cool.
Okay. And then you got armrest will be this one. So if
Yep.
you're pulling this one in, and then going down. So that's good. Good armrest.
Check that out. Other than that.
And that's your safety for not falling behind things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. Like
In fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thus give you more tight rooms to sit down.
Yeah.
There's a good room at the back of your chair as well, which can give you at least a good lunch.
Have you seen how short my legs are? I've got really tiny legs.
So that's a good room as well for the back, for your keeping anything for your brake in a bag.
Yeah.
You can have a very good room over here.
Yeah.
And where is the hanger go? Actually, I think there's something missing here. There used to be a hanger at the back, so keeping your cords on over here.
Yeah.
So you can keep the hangers very easily over here, your shifting cords and what. Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually going to just put that back up for now.
Yeah. Why not?
Just so I know what I'm.
I think we have to do that pulling up again for that.
Just that I'm used. Obviously, I've got to get used to driving it.
No, that's fine. Okay. So after this one, so we got a communication with the driver, to having a good observation awareness, like as I said, do a little bit mentally so we can see what you're doing. Then we got clearance to other road users. Your positioning was fine. You already have a sense that I should not breaking my speed limit. I always stick on my speed. Overtake. So on the bend, no brake, no gas, just a smooth rolling by itself.
Yep.
So this kind of a little bit jerk or vibration is normal for the car.
Okay.
So if you think no, I think my gear is a bit up and I should make it lower, then I reckon this is okay. So how about early vision and second gear, and without changing we can keep moving?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a possibility then. So we try not to do the gear change unless we don't need it.
Okay.
So for example, now we can get into the gear this time and look on the left and right. Right you cannot see much, so left we can see better easily, so we focus on the right more and we can keep on moving.
Got you.
All these small actions on every junction, every road, then you're able to help yourself with a better fuel efficiency.
Okay.
So we joining the 40 road, right?
Yep.
If the light is changing for these people to go, then definitely I don't believe someone will come from the right side then.
Cool.
Right? So a little bit cover up the brake and I'll just final check and I keep moving and I will stay in the same gear, and then I think about the roundabout in advance.
Yep.
Okay. Legally there is nothing wrong which gear you should be in. So if you scan it, you can just carry on with the same gear.
Yep.
How about staying in your line, not crossing the lines. Yeah.
Sorry. As I was doing it, I thought I'm going to get pulled up for that.
So it's got a road positioning. So I got my personal lane, so I have to stick with it, especially if it's all clear for me. Okay. But for the safe side, if you ever will be alone on the road. Okay. And if you ever think I'm joining a little bit alone on the road and there is no one on the road, you got room to go?
Yeah. That's a bloody big dog, like a donkey.
Nice one. Can't handle it.
Yeah. That's why I do cats.
You like cats?
Yeah, we got to come in, eat, sleep.
Lazy ones. But no dog?
No.
No
You?
fighting, no fighting. I used to have dogs, but not anymore. Last time I had it in back home, 2 times someone stole my dog.
Oh no. So do you want to go to the Lidl car park again?
No. So we can be any street and like maybe the last street, and you can come.
I know a loop way round. So instead of coming back this way, we can do a loop.
So we reach near the roundabout straight away.
No, it's
Something before.
we
We can make it. We got good.
because instead of going there and back, we can do a loop round.
Yep.
So we go up some streets and shopping centre, and then it takes you to satellites. You turn right, and then it's on a country road. And
Yeah, we can do that.
brings you out near McDonald's.
That's good.
Hey, wait.
So I can feel like it must be down these smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Yes.
I'm not supposed to look at that while I'm driving. You tried to trick me then.
But sat nav, that's normally, as I said, if you got your postcode in it, you think about listening more than watching.
Than looking.
And then, of course, they are here for you, but legally they cannot stop you. It's a distraction. As a sat nav driving is like a distraction for your driving.
Yeah.
But they're here legally, so. And plus, as a driver, they said your eyes should be moving around quite quickly, all places, and picking up the information like take like a photogenic thing, click like this, and it's picking everything.
Got you. What's the new? Are they supposed to be changing the mobile phone law now? It's supposed to be clamping down.
What we
Claire from Helen from Fleet yesterday said they're thinking about, or they are going to be clamping down more on mobile.
the like fences.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. They're very, very strict with mobile. I think they increased the.
I think it's more as
6
in.
points, and like you cannot use it, you cannot touch it.
I think it's more. Sorry.
That's fine.
I think it's more. There might be say that you can't use Bluetooth in your phone, hands free. They might be doing that.
They're still thinking about distraction.
Yeah.
Because even for the Bluetooth, if you think about it, you still have to touch the buttons to make it yes or no.
Yeah.
So I think you got it on your hand as well, on your wheel and stuff. But majority of the time, you have to touch some kind of button to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like take the calls in or not, unless you using the phone with say auto receive calls. So anytime it rings. But that's also distraction, because any call is not the one you want to take.
Yeah.
And one more point, who is talking other side of the phone, that's something you don't want to talk to. Maybe you had an argument with your employee, for example, argument with your son or any family member, and he's the same person ring you and he's making you distract again behind the wheels, and you going back in the same argument which you just left over before you came to the work. So half of your mind, let's say if you divide it into your percentage for your mind to be on the road more, and then you say, okay, again some percentage of mind is not on the road, it's still on somebody else.
Yeah.
So by keeping all these factors, it's actually they're thinking about just say no phones behind the wheels.
Got you.
Because when something happened and there was something, evidence came up and all that, and they go more in detail to find out the evidence and interrogations and say, oh, what happened, why you killed that person on the road, and say, oh, I got a phone, but I was using the hand free, I wasn't using the phone. Then they go more in detail after that story. So sometimes the conversation, and they normally say, okay, to whom you was talking that time? Then they say, I was talking with my missus. Okay. Did you have a fight with her recently? Was you talking with the same topic? And then they came up psychological way and say, yes, that was the reason.
Well, funnily enough, my stepbrother-in-law, he got killed in a car accident. And it was actually his friend that killed him.
Calling him by purpose?
No, what happened? His friend was in the back of the car. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. There was an American driver. He'd come over from America, got a hire car, got lost on the motorway, so came off the motorway, automatically drove on the wrong side of the road. So they swerved, went down a bank. So anyway, I was a naughty boy. I got a speeding ticket, went on a speed awareness course, and it shocked me. And they said, I wasn't daft.
Do you have any points so far in your license now?
3.
3. So that's a speeding one.
Yeah.
But that it came twice, one a course and 1 point.
No, I did my course 8 years ago.
Okay, that's the previous one.
Yeah, and it says, just try the speed when you leave here. Just try the speed limit. So you know what? I did. I just tried the speed limit, and ever since, I'll just get there when I get there. I'd rather get there 10 minutes late than not get there at all.
Yeah, especially when you're driving your car for your work.
Yeah.
So that's very important for you, that every time you're driving for your work, that's your job. Keeping your license is actually your job.
I've got a fallacy. I've got a statement that I have in my head. I used to work in Wi-Fi for hotels. At the end of the day, no one's died of cancer. No one's. All right, so you're not getting your Wi-Fi. No. You're still alive.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, Mrs. Jones. I'm 10 minutes late to my appointment. I do apologise.
Yes, exactly. The nature.
She'll be disappointed. I'll apologise for that. But
I said this to you in the morning.
Yep.
I give you even extra 5 minutes.
Yep.
When I thought I will be there for 5, 9, 10, but I don't want to take another chance to text you one more time saying another 5 minutes. So I just kept it 9:15, keeping in mind.
And then there's a bit of leeway.
Yeah, so I will be there. Just because I see the weather, I know that can be a chance. People are gonna be sliding slow on the road, and there's going to be a pile of traffic.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I wake up. I just first thing look out of the window and check my car. Do I need the extra 10 minutes to clean the car or not?
Well, that's what I thought last night. I thought we were going to be really icy and frosty, but my son went to work.
No, it was just because of the weather change.
Yeah.
A little bit rainy and stuff.
You see it in the distance, can't you, coming? That looks like the snow.
Actually, I've seen one of the movie, and that's a very good point over there. The girl killed the boyfriend.
Right, okay.
With no evidence.
I know what you're going to say.
She knows she's like a boiling head person. So what she did the good fight with her first.
Yeah.
Then keep the car keys some kind of in front of her. Okay. So he know that if he's going to pick the key and go for drive, because he's that kind of person, he will leave the house with anger and drive.
Yeah.
So she did the fight.
Yeah.
And after the fight, exactly what she wanted to do. Like fight start after a little wine, and then fight start and something. So a little bit of alcohol inside. Car key just in front of his eyes, so he don't have to find it. And alternative, what to do. Listen what's coming in front of you.
Yep.
And then he gonna drive. And in that way, the way he drives, she already know how he drive in anger, because she been in the car with him in that situation before. So actually she created. Then she keep ringing him
Yeah.
on the way. At one point, he gonna pick up the call so he can put some more fire
Yeah.
in that way, and to make him more angry actually while he's on driving. So, and she know the conclusion that one point somehow he gonna do something, and that's what happened. And then he died, and she win all the money with no evidence, and that was like a case.
Really?
So that was a very good story actually. That's sometimes people know your actions. Okay.
Yeah.
So when even you're behind the wheels and someone teases you from the back, aggressive, tailgating and stuff. What's actually the tailgates?
Yeah. I'll just pull over.
Because majority of the time, whoever going to tailgate you, they know you're going to speed up.
Yeah.
They know if they do the tailgate,
Yeah.
they will.
I don't anymore. I don't anymore. Because there's a road out of Pontefract, and it's a country road, but in some areas it goes down to 30, and you'll see them coming right up behind you.
They think like
And
keep
at the
going
end of the
60.
day, listen, mate, if you want to lose your license, off you go.
Yes.
I'm quite happy. You're not making me lose
That's
mine.
what I do. I always see people doing this with me, and I just stick where I am
Yeah.
and driving.
Do you want to go into the retail park for anything? Into Wicks?
No.
No.
We done that in the Lidl. We was
Okay.
thinking to do once. We already did stopping on the right, so that was the one extra one. So main thing, so you can check your reverse slide, so you can
Back up.
see the backup.
Back home, yeah?
Yeah. So we're going this back here. So checking the reverse slide and camera was the main thing with your blind spot
Yep.
and your distance with the curves. And again, this means you're gonna mounting your tires too much time and these kind of things.
Yep.
We do get all kind of drivers, okay?
Yep.
So it's nothing. It's like personally they're checking someone. It's just like they check every one of them. Especially if they give the card, plus is a policy, plus is a company health and safety. So don't just give the car without knowing that they can handle the car. They can be safe on the road. They understand what they're doing. They know all the booklet. They know what they're going to need it, everyday things and all that. But there are some drivers. They're young.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say
We've all been there.
Yeah. So so they have no experience, they're new, they need a little bit extra room. Some come with no van experiences and they first time van driving, too much happy to look at back, now it's feeling different,
Yeah.
and braking without looking, these kind of things. So always good. Something hanging over here as well on the feet, I don't know, one of the lock is missing.
That's my neighbour, Rani. When she's got her garage door open, I know she's cooking her Indian food. Her food.
The number one.
Yeah, her food is to die for. Oh,
It must be,
gosh.
maybe that's number one can be his model house. Sometimes they use the number one house for model houses.
Well,
Showroom
Driver
house.
number one
Yeah,
is
that was a
at
showroom house.
low risk. Achieved good mile per gallon at the last of the session. Let's start driver number 2, 32 years experience.
possibly, yeah. Like I say, but I mean, it's mad because when they were bringing the new starts in up to Knaresborough, I was up there taking the vans and running all the new starts through the van.
And that's
checks
where I
and-
normally go, isn't it?
Yeah,
This
that-
time because of the lockdown and stuff, I'm doing it from the homes these days.
Yeah.
So all the guys have done it in the.
I think I've seen you at the Crown, at the hotel once in Knaresborough.
yes.
I was up there.
Recently. When I was in the room,
Yes.
and I was calling, where is the other van?
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Because the vans didn't turn
And then
up.
I came 2-3 times in the room, asking, where is the van?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
The Swan Hotel, I think. It was Knaresborough Hotel, Harrogate Hotel.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, that's we normally go to the center, but that's what have to go homes now. But still, nearby home, not going very far.
Yeah, the other one was in Pontefract. Was it Nick you've just been to?
Yeah, just in
Pontefract. He is new to Sky. He's never been to Sky before.
For him, I did a complete 1.5 hour round with 2 runs.
Yeah, right.
Because we have to go through the van,
Yeah.
and plus this fuel for this. We have the experience of the van, so it's nothing like you don't know about the vans.
Yeah. Just the Sky side of things.
Because you maybe know that every
time we get a different lads join the company, so it's always different experience.
Yeah.
Coming from.
There's some people have never even been in a van.
Yes,
They just, they just don't realise without that mirror. I mean, I don't. When I drive my partner's car, I don't use that mirror anymore.
It's just a habit to look inside.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The worst one, we get it. The guy came to the job, and the system seen his license, but they never pick it. Is the auto license? Let's say you got a full license. Yes, I got a full license.
Yeah.
Fill up the documents and everything. So he's actually got a full license, and then later he said, "I thought you were going to give me auto car."
Oh no!
That's why I never have to mention anything, because everyone have the choice.
Yeah, of
so he
course.
was making his mind. When the time will come, I get auto and they get manuals.
Yeah.
And but they said nothing to him. Of course, they're not going to lose him.
No.
They said, okay, what you can do now, we cannot issue the van for you, so
Yeah.
you will be the late start.
Right.
You have to go to your local driving school.
to get manual.
Yeah, go to your local instructor.
Yeah.
Say him to give you lesson, book your test in manual car, and soon you pass it, show us change license, and you're back on track.
Yeah.
So his start date got delayed, but rest everything is.
Well, at least they waited for him.
That's a good thing about, I think, the big company. They're investing in you.
Yeah.
Imagine it's a full process to invest on, like paying for your hotels, living there, spending
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Each and every training course, per day training have a cost.
Yeah. Well, Sky are good for that. To be fair, they do look after the people. But like you say, they've invested a lot of money in it.
So I think they've done the right thing with him rather than losing him straight away.
Yeah.
At the time it was one. After the pass in manual, he never drove the manual after that. Just auto all the time.
Oh yeah.
So used to with auto, and forget about the gear stalling. keep stalling. But these cars are very nice. But remember the old caddy vans and the old ones?
Yeah. Well, I had the Mercedes up until yesterday. This came and they took the Mercedes away, the Vito. So it's
the big Vito van.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a downsize. This, but it's a nice little car. It's a nice van.
It's more like a car actually.
It doesn't make, without the ladders, it doesn't make that awful noise.
No.
The wind used to make
the windy voice.
Yeah. It is a nice van to drive.
The main thing about these one, as I said, it doesn't look like a van.
Yeah, it doesn't feel it, but it's massive. This
front is big.
Yeah, it is huge.
They got one new model about the Ford one, which is more like a 4x4. They're actually not 4x4.
Right, yeah, but it looks it.
Yeah, it looks like a 4x4. I think it's a different model than the Focus.
Right.
But all the interiors these days will be same. I think all this front, this side, they keep making the same dashboard, same stairs, same thing, everything same. But that car give you the big sitting position.
I quite like this seating position because it's quite, it's car-like. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a car, doesn't it? So I quite like it.
Tall as well.
Yeah.
As we find, we're just gonna note down the figures. We need average mile per hour, speed, and we need a gallon speed, range, and then we will see the difference of on and up.
Okay.
But we need a normal way, and then we need to improve way.
Yeah.
And as I said, once you're in the system, I don't think there will be any other way to come back here, unless there will be a damage, accident, or telematic flag you for anything like using fuel too much maybe.
Yeah.
Or there should be a reason after that.
Right, no worries.
It was a bad weather in the morning when I left the house. It's snowy.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
Well,
Leeds. No, I came from Leeds actually.
right, the forecast here was heavy snow today all day, but not had it yet. It does look like it might at some point, but we haven't had it yet, have we?
No, it's okay, but it's still cold. Do you wear any glasses or nothing, right?
I've got reading glasses,
Glasses,
but I don't.
nothing for the driving.
No, I don't wear them for driving. No.
Then after that, I will take your mobile number, your payroll number if you know,
Yeah.
and your manager number.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, just for safe side, what is your following distance in a good weather and bad weather?
What's what? Sorry.
Following distance to the other drivers?
Well, I don't know what that is distance-wise, but that's what I would have it in this kind of weather.
Yeah, this is still a good visibility, dry weather, so it's called
Yeah.
2-second rule gap, which is more
Yeah,
like a 3 or
yeah.
2 or 4 cars. But the driver in the front is not keeping his.
No, I know.
That's
And this road is quite. It can be quite bad. It just daft drivers, I suppose. Sometimes they overtake when there isn't really a gap to overtake.
and second is a bit stretch.
Yeah.
So every time people think like, oh, I can
Yeah.
quickly, I can.
Yeah. So I'm always quite conscious of other drivers being a bit silly.
That's it. So that means defensive driving
Yeah.
is part of your mind. Good. So that's what we need to do. Just see what the other guys are doing in front of you. Be more defensive all the time. Note down their actions and be safe yourself in advance.
Yeah.
And definitely good distance is blocking himself for a long time. No visibility. Even whether he got two options: stay well back
Yeah.
or just pass him.
Yeah.
Right? But don't
Yeah.
drive behind him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's totally in his blind spot. Then we got distracted driver as well, who's distracted by different things,
Yeah.
like doing paperwork behind the wheel. Have you seen someone
Yeah.
like a van? Do you have seen people having all this paperwork in
Yeah.
front of the dashboards?
Well, I like my running, and if I run, there's a road on the 639 between Pontefract and Upton, and I normally run into the traffic so I can see them. And there's been times where I've had to literally jump off the road.
Because you know they're not looking at me.
You can see them looking at the phones like that, and you just think, I mean, and lorry drivers as well, and you just think, God, you've got tons and tons and tons of.
Yes.
Essentially, it's a weapon.
You cannot stop the
No.
guy. They cannot stop.
And you can see them and you just think, oh my days. And it is quite scary when I see them when I'm out running.
Yes,
Well-
that's good. That's good. So now you'd be talking about defensive driving.
Yeah.
Okay, like blocking other people action. Then you talking about distract drivers.
Yeah.
How you can pick the information on the road easily
Yeah.
to save yourself. So that's good. And then we're talking about the following distance. Then we know that what is safe for us to
Yeah.
keep the brakes. Good weather, bad weather, ice weather, and stuff like that. Then we got a responsibility about the speed
Yeah.
all the time as a driver, because it goes to your license. Then we got other road users
Yeah.
on the road, what they're doing. And then we got our smart driving or environmental friendly driving
Yeah.
for safe, where we're trying to be more sympathetic with your van,
Yeah.
using it more like a baby.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to do, like good race and brake. I think
Yeah.
we got that telematic thing on your system.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
So that means every time you drive and start and stop, they give you the readings
Yeah.
for your good race, speed, acceleration.
I think you get a score.
Yes, score
Yeah.
as well. So you got a brakes,
Brakes, acceleration,
acceleration.
night. I don't know what night is. I don't know how they score that.
I think 9. I think maybe it's a time schedule. I think anything you do
Possibly.
up in the evening, I think that's what they call a night driving mode. So maybe they're talking about the night driving if their start and finish time is more in the
Yeah,
evening.
maybe.
Dark time. So your driving get changed totally if you do the night driving.
Yeah.
So you got more responsibility of your speed actually.
Yeah.
So for example, I cannot see you according to your map that you are on a 60-mile country lane style in the night time and actually you was doing 60.
No.
So that's how the telematic still can pick in, because they got a route map as well.
Right.
The choice of your speed on a different time of the day.
Yeah, right, got ya.
So I think that's, but again, if it's 40 and clear and empty single carriage, and telematic don't know about the traffic that time, isn't it?
But I suppose it's just making sure that you just maybe a little bit more cautious than you are during the day.
Exactly, you're not going to get 100% unless you just, even stationary car cannot give you the 100%.
No, no.
They're gonna say, oh, you're using your feet was on the brake too much.
Yeah.
And then I don't think it's a stationary vehicle for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Then they will say if it's a 10-minute stationary vehicle, why is not a switch off vehicle?
Yeah.
Then you can have again good score by making it off. Then you can say, okay, I don't need to keep the car on, engine on. Then
Yeah.
I can save fuel that way.
I think I learned to drive a long time ago. When I learned to drive, my parents taught me, my driving instructor taught me, but the one thing they used to say,
Yeah.
I suppose it's not just driving, it's everything.
Everything, yes.
But they always used to say, just if you expect the unexpected, then you'll be alright.
Exactly, yes.
And I think, I do that in life in general, because you don't know what's going to happen, but especially in driving, I don't know these drivers on the other side or
So
in
that's
front
your
of me.
defensive driving.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I'm just aware of, you don't know if he's been drinking,
Yes.
you know, so you've just got to be conscious.
I'll give you the one good example. Just it remind me when I see this taxi in front of me. I was asking some of my students and say, okay, you got a very bad snow weather, what you will do? Do you drive? No, I will not drive. I will take the Uber and go home. I said, how you know your Uber driver is skilled enough to drive you safely from A to Z in the snow weather?
Yeah.
You may be more safer to drive your own car safely to go one point to the other point rather than jumping in someone else's car.
It is scary.
Believing he know the skills.
It is scary though how many people can't drive in the snow.
There is no training.
No.
For example, if you came in my car and sit in my car in the snow weather, have you seen my certificate to prove you I know how to control in the skids?
Yeah.
So same thing, if you in this taxi car, how you know is going to take you safely from A to Z?
Yeah, absolutely.
So technically I said to her that first of all try to watch your weather, because you also have to do this thing as well, and you work that plan your journey, look for the best route for your journey, see the type of the roads if you can to make a little idea what kind. Like for example, I know I'm not going motorways, isn't it? I can check the map, I know. Then where you going? You're going in urban, rural, towns, wherever you are. Where you gonna park? If you have a little pictures on the Google Maps with the Earth view or something, then you can ring the customer and say if he's in a good parking slot from there. So plan the routes. Then if you think it's not going to be work for you, then don't drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take your time. If you think it's going to be a heavy rain and then it looks better after 1 hour, if you're private journey, you may be thinking about after 1 hour to make a start of your journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, planning ahead about every single thing will be the part of your driving again. You know, this teaching method, I hardly see people doing it at the minute now. For example, these days parents don't have much time to teach to the kids, right? And then plus they're happy to pay and go instructor, which is fine. Even the DVSA are recommending everyone to do the private practice.
Yeah.
So only go for the instructor in the beginning. When you reach a certain level, and if you do have opportunity, you go for your friend and family private practice, and then book your test, and then come for the test and just pass.
Yeah.
People are failing because they don't complete their practice hours, and they try to go quickly and they fail it, and then they say they're not finding the test date for 3 months.
You just need. I think I'd passed in about 4 months, but I was out every day with my mum and dad and just getting time on the road.
Yes,
You just get
definitely.
time there doing it and doing it and doing it.
Yeah, that's
And I think that's, I mean, my kids went through driving instructors, but I used to go out with them in the cars, and I'm like, look, sitting there, and I'm not a driving instructor by any stretch. However, I could keep quiet and let them get miles under the belt.
Yes.
Just practice, because you can't practice anything enough.
Driving and gaining the miles is like increasing your age.
Yeah.
It's called a driving age. And if you leave it there, you just like 1 year old.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to drive to cover your mileage on a different type of the roads, almost everywhere you can say.
Absolutely.
Then you can say your life of your driving is more, and that means life means experience.
Yep.
So which we say, oh, I'm that much age, means I have some experience.
You just see more, which means you learn more. You know, it's. I mean, you could go your whole. I don't know. You could go your whole driving lessons with a private instructor, and never
But
come
you go round and round, yes.
and not see a cyclist.
Yes,
You know,
it happens.
but then in real life, it's.
I do teach, and I think that's something real. There are some scenarios we only have to pass them information only through the. These days it's good that we got a little bit YouTube videos, so we can show them some clip and
Yeah.
make their knowledge better. But actually, experience sometimes we don't get it.
Yeah. So you might be able to help me here. I've just started cycling,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes me and my partner cycle side by side.
Yes.
Are you supposed to, or are you not? Because if I say
Not.
that, a cyclist will always say, yeah, it's all right to ride side by
No.
side, but I don't think it is.
No, you're not, because the reason, as all other drivers, we said that give a cyclist plenty of room,
Yeah.
which is starting from 1 meter
Yeah.
to 1.5 meter, depending on the time and situation.
I'm not going to follow the sat nav here.
No,
I'm going to
no.
go a different way.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you doing the riding side by side and having a chat and a car coming up, so how much he have to go more to the right to help both of you,
Yep.
to give plenty of space, keeping in mind that both handles
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to touch, because you thinking about shrinking with your partner a little bit to the left,
Yeah.
and concentrating, and then you more like to hit your handles, and I have to go more to the right as much I can.
That's
So
why. That's why cyclists do it, because. And as I say, I mean, I don't. I will ride behind, but I know a lot of people that ride side by side, and
Yes.
their argument is
because when they go together, it's like
It's
time
like a
to
car.
spend. It's like a time spending together. They want to do the riding, talking.
no,
and-
it's safety in their mind, because if you're just one bike, a car will try and get through a gap that maybe isn't there
Yes.
and put you at danger. But if you're side by side, they have to wait. But all you're doing is making the driver more irate, because you're
but
stuck.
but as you said, you cannot expect that every driver will think the same way.
No, I know. As a cyclist,
Yeah. So then, yes, is in your mind that slow them down and think before I give them a space. You know, then
Yeah.
I go in the lineup, and then they actually can go. So actually, I'm controlling them
yeah,
when to overtake me when I say,
absolutely.
right? But how many drivers will listen to that
No,
thing?
I agree. I totally agree.
So they will say, I will do it. Or maybe, let's say you're in a country road, something like a nice good country road. I will go far on the right.
Yeah.
What if I skid then because of the leaves, mud, my tires are not good,
Yeah.
something. Or if I get the gust of someone is coming and I just want to
Yeah.
swerve and something, and I'm my back of the car skid. It can be anything.
Yeah,
All the accidents actually just happen in the amount of the seconds.
yeah,
Just a second, glimpse of the eyes. That's it.
yeah,
So you can, but is also, have you seen the new mirrors on the handles?
yes.
People using
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
bike
yeah.
handles.
Yeah.
They are very useful.
Yeah,
So what I reckon, if you want it, get the two handles on your biker, like
Yeah.
a biker style. If you see there is no one around you at all, of course you can do this. But soon you get the little bit this one. Only one guy have to decide. Is
Yeah.
a decision? Is it like a risk sharing
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
you and her, that you stay on the left all the time?
Yeah.
You know, like when you start the journey, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
an agreement
yeah,
that you stay here on the left all the time. I'm the one who's going to come on your right.
yeah.
I'm the one who's gonna use. Why is reversing back in the middle? You can go. You don't have to wait for the lights now. So then you take a responsibility
Yeah.
to wash the mirrors. and then when you see someone, you just need a little bit slowing down yourself and
Is it?
come behind her.
I mean, the cycling technology has come on now. You can get lights which will adjust to your brakes, so you can get lights that actually act like brake lights on a car.
Yes, yes,
But you can also Garmin do lights, which we're going to get.
yes.
They are distant. They have distance sensors, so you'll get a reading on your
Bike.
bike
Yeah.
computer
Yes,
if there's a car approaching,
yes.
which is good.
No, that's good.
It's-
Like, we always should take help of technology if they're giving you the help for.
Absolutely, but I still don't think you can beat mirrors because technology can go wrong.
Yes, mirrors, as I said, is just like a classic style,
Yeah,
and plus it gave you more engaged
Yeah.
that you're gonna keep watching.
this is the Tesco, so I'll go into this car park here. Is that alright?
Yeah, and then we do any reverse bay
Yeah.
parking,
Well, there's loads of spaces up here, so
and then we will take the readings before
Yeah.
we switch off,
yeah.
and then we will head back, and whatever reading we got now, we need to make it more better.
What if it's really good now?
We make it more better at the maximum range. So these vans can go 58 miles per gallon, 62, 64.
So if I drive around the car park in first gear just to bring my miles per gallon down, we'll be
Yeah,
like-
yeah. A little bit, little bit.
Nah, it's alright. I don't mind. I'm past the. I'm older now. I'm more sensible. I'm not racing anybody anymore.
Just like the van's in still a good hands.
Yeah. It's like the office, so I have to look after it. It's my place of work, essentially.
Same like us, we behind the vans. I was thinking for having office to do different work than this pandemic, and again now thinking car will be the office.
Yeah. I'll go over to this bit here.
Yep, all right is empty.
Sorry?
So all this right is
Yeah.
quite empty.
The only difficult thing is you can't tell which is the road and which. I mean, you can because of the crossing, but
No, when I got that postcode, his nick was WF8.
shall I reverse into one of these now?
Yeah, reverse please, yes. And yours was 9. I thought it's not going to be that away, but still it's got a quite difference.
Yeah.
It's not like next to each other because they are same numbers.
No.
So you got good cameras as well. They got beep as well. You got
They've got the beep. I haven't got used to using the camera yet, because
It's extra 8, but you don't.
I like
rely-
the mirrors.
Yes, you don't rely on that much.
No.
Then you got auto stop on the button as well.
Yes.
Okay. So can we take the figures now?
The NPG is 46.2.
That's good. And then we go mile per hour.
Hang on. If I go down to average speed is 23 miles per hour.
And then we got a range. Did it change anything?
The range was 235.
And we driven how many miles so far?
10.6.
10.6 miles. Okay, good. And odometer we will take in the last. Okay, that's good. So yes, definitely they already good now. Okay. So one thing, we was in a single carriage, so we was not doing a lot of town driving where you have to do a lot of brake. Whenever you drive it for more miles, you always get a good mileage at the same time as well. So can we make it back to 0?
How do I do that? Do I just press and hold?
Yes, please.
Or do I have to go on the main one?
Main one then is better because they will do all together.
Press and hold that, yeah?
Yes, please. Yeah. For some seconds, yes.
Right. There, that's it, yeah.
So we did that parking for that one. So what I can take now, can I take your mobile number please?
It's, do you want me work one?
Anyone is
It's
fine. Work one is fine.
0791
91
788 2734.
2734. And your employee number?
What payroll number?
Yeah, payroll
It's
number.
127
127
510.
510. There's nothing FH something?
I've got a tech number that's FS 2423.
243. And who's your manager? Any manager area name?
It's Andy Tolan.
It's the same name.
Yeah, same one as him.
That details. Okay, so I got your name, license, year experience, date and time, then you got manual experiences. Next apply. Right, so this will be the last round now, so we're going to back to your home postcode again.
Okay.
Okay, and then we try to get.
How do you do this? I've not used my
I think it will be go back to this one. It should take it away. Otherwise, it will stick on the same place.
Oh, right, yeah,
like
yeah,
reversing one then again. So
guessing.
I think it was back to navigate.
Oh, menu. Is it?
In the so it's showing that. It's showing the same thing again.
Is it? What about if you click on? Will that allow us?
Cancel the.
Yeah.
So when you need it, then you go here,
And
and then you go destination.
Yeah, got you. Cool. I don't need one though. I'm all right.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want me to put it in?
No.
Right. That's cool. Yeah.
You know. Okay. So as I said, we got this good figures now. Even it's slightly change over, it's still fine.
Okay.
Because your starting is already good. Of course, it's not going to be too much change now.
Right. Yeah.
But if it goes up, it's fine. Every speed we keep it right up to. So use all the speed you available. For example, if you got 40 road, up till 40.
Yeah.
You can use as much higher gauge as possible early in a good time. So you use very less amount of the raves.
Yeah.
No rev meter. So no this one. And then it will be roughly the same mileage to go back. But according to your range, it definitely show different. For example, 242, it should be 332. So you already use 8 instead of the 10.
Yeah.
So then it will be 16, but you actually are using maybe about 21 in total.
Yeah.
And it shows 16, so you're going to have like a 6-7 miles range saving. And that looks up, and that's use as much
cool
speed. Right, that's for when you're reading.
Yep.
It's a quite good 24-hour disco.
Yeah, it's a big one. This it is a big one. I used to come here to get my stock down there, to pick up my skybox and what have you. But they stopped letting you fill up at Tesco, which was a shame. Because I used to.
Have you find out which is the nearest one for your fuel card?
I know where it is. It's just on the road from me. There's two. There's one in the village either side of where I live. So.
Yeah, that's another one that. Keep one all the time is better rather than.
And I normally every time I pass it, I normally fill up.
That's what they say is better. Just end of your shift, fill up and park.
Yeah.
Then you're using the same one again and again.
Yeah.
You don't run out of the fuel for your shift. And second, you don't have to find out the station in a different location. So just one is enough.
There is an app as well you can download.
Yeah, there's an app
which I've got the app on my iPad, so that's not too bad. But again. It's better.
It saves you time.
Yeah, it does. And there's nothing worse than panicking when you're running out and you're thinking, oh, where am I going to get fuel here? Or
plus, when they give you the free, not spending money.
Yeah.
Only thing can be the machines are not working.
Yes. But I always go and ask first.
Yes.
Ask at the kiosk and just say, do you take this? Because I think there's different key fuels cards as well. You can get different kinds of cards. So.
Yes, because you got a business one.
Yes.
Small fleet, big fleet.
Yeah.
So they got a different one. So there is a time where the machines don't swipe your card because it's carpet, like magnetic strip is roughed out the way you treat the card, where you keep it, you know that, so it don't work.
Yeah.
Even they're working, but your card is don't work. So then always ask your manager as well. In that case, what I should do? Make sure they say, okay, maybe you can take the fuel, limit it, whatever you say, keep the receipt, and you invest your receipt for that one. But don't fall down in a long process. So always think about better. Think about the card replacement. If I think my card is already breakdown, which is common, they break too much.
Yeah.
So as they're driving very close to each other, we're gonna increase our distance with them, because a lot of cars they already back to each other, so we just increase our distance. Okay, now I want you to do a little bit the commentary drive to see the hazard ahead, including your type of the road and signs, and tell me what you will do about it. Like, what's the process of dealing with the hazard?
Okay, well, it's 40 mile an hour now,
Yep.
but obviously I can't go 40 because the vehicle in front isn't going 40.
Yeah.
There are cars parked there, there were cars parked further back as well, so you have to be aware of cars coming out. There's a junction here.
And how far are we actually looking at this time? Like,
I'm looking as far as I can see, pretty much. So I saw that van that was coming out the junction, and obviously someone's letting him out now, so I'm aware of that.
where the road is taking you, right or left, any bends, corners?
Just a slight bend to the left here, and then well, I know that there's a 30 mile an hour limit here as well to go up the hill, so you have to go down to 30.
And what's your position and which best gear or what speed you're going to continue with? Is it fourth gear will be okay for you for
No,
this hill?
I'll probably have to go into third up here.
Try it with four first,
Try it with
because
four.
this van actually can do it.
Right.
It looks like struggling, but
Yeah.
it will be fine. Because if you look now for the next planning, you eventually have to do the brake and stop.
Yeah.
So we can avoid doing the gear change
Yeah.
while touching the clutch and brakes. Because remember, you got the acceleration and braking telematics as well.
Yeah.
So we can avoid as much we can with your gas and brake pedals.
Yeah.
Every time you do touch of the pedals, you record.
Right.
You take some numbers out of your total numbers.
Right. Got you. Yeah.
So then you're gonna think, okay, how much I can look far ahead, as much I can
And
possibly, and a plan, and then I don't have to do any brake or sudden acceleration or brake or unnecessary gear change. Of course, you have to do it wherever you need to do it. You cannot avoid it, right? And that's how you get the scores up.
Yeah.
And there's a range. They know that after that kind of scores, this person need to understand.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't always have to send you for the driving. They'll have a computer thing as well,
Right. Yeah.
so they can, like speed away in a call time. They got a presentations. They got a little bit multiple choice custom to make you understand.
Yeah.
So that, okay, this is the topic you need to read more, like a chapter.
Yeah.
So that chapter they want you
Yeah.
to read again. So again, if you don't want to go for all these kind of things, just stay on the drive in a way that you just save these things.
Yeah.
Don't fall down for that.
Cool.
So one more time, we're going to look ahead and see what we can see.
Okay. Well, there's cars parked at the side, but they're mainly off the road.
Can we see the lorry all the way up there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start from there. That far we need to see.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Cars parked at the side. Pedestrians. There's a crossing here, although there's no pedestrians there that I could see, but someone may have pressed the button and gone past. You don't know. Obviously the lorry coming down now. I need to go round
White
these guys.
van, the last one, the lorry again, LGV.
The white lorry. Yeah.
Anything up till there? Any signs? Any?
There's a junction on the left. There's a bus stop on the left here. Bus stop on the right. This junction, and there's a garage there that does the new tyres on the left hand side, so potentially people coming out of there. It does go uphill in fourth gear, this, doesn't it? In 30.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it can.
The other one didn't. The other van didn't. So
it can. So there's another good thing.
again, here you've got the brow of the hill, so you can't see what's happening further down the road.
And what's the speed limit?
It's 40 here. So you just have to be aware of that you can't see.
So we can go one gear up. That's another easy way to go for like 40. We can go fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, as the downhill, then we think, okay, if it rolls down by itself, I can save that one as well. So for example, we are 41 for that one. So we have to build up more, right?
Yeah.
Because last one was
all
46.
It's all uphill the way home as well.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Then I will take opposite then.
Yeah. Oh, it's all.
If it this way, then I will take it like
it's
lowest and highest.
Yeah.
Because that actually, even the lowest and highest is you the one who's driving, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that way which way we go straight, but it's lowest and highest.
Yeah.
So what's the planning about the roundabout? Which exit? Which gear?
I'm heading on the third exit, so I'll go in the right hand lane, indicate. I'll approach it in third, and make my decision then whether I need to stop or whether I can go out. So there.
And this car can go with 3 if it's okay.
So I'll go there in third.
Because then you don't have to change gear and accelerate, because you already have something for your next move.
To keep
and
going.
before, they already told it will be 60.
Yeah.
So that means we're heading something in a bigger speed limit, so we can stay third and at least 30 from the beginning, and then depend on the situations.
Fewer gear changes.
Yes, few gear changes, which means again no clutch, no brakes.
Yeah.
Keeping the right mode give you the view, or left give you the more view position?
Right.
Yes, he's good.
Yeah.
He's on the right throughout the left benders. See, he's helping himself again to go right to make a good line.
Yeah.
With his driving. Because lifting your shocks up, you know, like when you do the shocks up and down, like that's also disturb your loading.
Right.
You have to keep adjusting sometime for your shifting of the loads. So what we try to keep it more straight possible we can, and don't let the car shift up any with the shock on. When he was doing the right turn, did you notice this one car was more shocking up? In that case is now, if his tires have a different inflations, like 30 in one tire, 14 other one, then he's gonna pressure all the tire on one thing. So like all the pressure load will be on one tire. And in that time, if we have to do the hard brake, in the case of emergency, he's trying to control with that tire pressure more rather than other one, because the other one is lift up already with shocks. So you're thinking about the early advanced braking in that way as well. Again, ready for your future.
And this is 40 now.
As I said, we can just stay constant as much we can. In the gear 5 straight away, yes, we can. Keeping the distance fine. He's guiding us. If he's not doing the brakes, I believe he don't find any hazard ahead. So he's guiding me to continue with normal patch up my speed. Lot of roundabouts in that route, isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
And imagine if they don't make the roundabout, people will speed more.
Yeah, and there's a school there, so they slow it down for that.
So for the vehicle checks, they got a sticker over here as well to just remind you what to check on a daily basis. So that's got the right color for.
And it's got the height on as well.
Yeah, for the ladder one, but as I said, because it's a maximum height of the vehicle, including ladder. So that means only van is not 2.5. They talk about the maybe, as I said, they got a standard stickers. You know, like they got their people who do the sticker for, they have a standard pattern to fill up the whole car with the sticker, so they have to do it. Wait for the stickers on.
Although to be fair, these vans used to have ladders on, because they were used for TV engineers.
Used to be, yes.
And the broadband engineers used to have cars, so they've taken these off the TV engineers.
Now these are the cars actually now for others.
So they've just, it's the same van, they've just took the ladders off.
Just have that small ladder for working. Are they still doing the recruitment or just
Yeah.
like an old batch?
No, still doing the recruitment. It's
That's a different one from
I think Sky's done okay, you know, because obviously we're still taking people's subscriptions, so I think through all the COVID and what have you, Sky have done alright out of it.
like maybe more
Yeah.
people
So
staying home more, watching it more.
yeah.
Actually, people need it more for remote work from home, like
Absolutely.
people using it
Yeah.
more good broadband for working from home.
Yeah.
That was a very unusual, isn't it?
You what, sorry?
So this guy, the way he turned up,
Yeah.
is like this turning is in a hiding slot.
Yeah.
Imagine someone flying up and he dip down and someone turning.
Yeah.
You don't have a time to watch them in advance.
It's not very nice coming that way.
Even for him, for take a right
Yeah.
turning, he just
It's
have to think twice.
can be.
Nighttime he will be fine to watch the lights coming up,
Yeah.
so he can make a decision. But in daytime, he
And you'd be
cannot.
surprised how many people speed over that hill, because
Yes.
it's still 30, but
Yes.
because everyone knows it's 60 here, you
Yes.
just come over it and you just think, wow, it's crazy.
So we have to find out these slots actually, like
Yes.
which slot people have more chances. It's not always me actually. Again, as a defensive driving, it's not always me. But what this guy don't know how to turn.
Yeah.
Maybe he's taking a little bit risky for just turning.
Yeah. And sometimes when you're following drivers, you can pick up on that. You see that they're
Your eyes
driving.
get adjusted actually.
Yeah.
When you follow up, you're just going to adjust what he's doing, and you're just driving the same line.
Absolutely.
What he's driving on. I do get sometimes my regular pupils fall to engage with the guy in front of them and doing exactly the same mistake.
Yeah.
They are doing it. It was a dual carriageway, and then we were supposed to turn right in one of the street, and then it was a double line and single line, and I see everyone cutting the double line and then turning right quickly early,
Yeah.
and my student wanted to do exactly the same
Oh no.
because he's just following them. He's not using his mind.
Yeah.
That is a very, very common mistake that you will follow others.
Yeah.
Again, people can be a good drivers if they drive for short times.
Yeah.
Your level of concentration will keep reducing after driving for more hours.
Yeah.
And whenever you even stopping your car, you're not even stopping for a break. You're actually stopping for another work.
Yeah.
So you're having a two works. You're doing away from the work,
Yeah.
like in a house or something, and plus in the car as well. So it's not kind of no break
Yeah.
of the driving of your mind, you can say. Maybe your first few hours are good concentrated driving.
Yeah.
You're paying attention on every single thing, including the mileage, mile per gallon, and everything. And then at the end of the shift for last 2 hours, you drop it everything.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you started with a 100 score in the beginning, and last jobs you're coming with 40 scores,
Yeah.
and then one point you will say, "Oh, don't bother anymore," and that's common.
Yeah.
Okay. If you drive personally, you don't drive too much, isn't it? Let's say you maybe go once a week to Tesco. You're not
Yeah.
gonna go Tesco every day,
No.
especially when you know I have this much journey.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get the milk only and come home. I will take at least a good stock
Yeah.
and then come home, so don't have to make a journeys. And that short trips can be a good trips
Absolutely.
because they're short trip.
Yeah.
And that's another reason when we do this assessment driving for this much time, is more likely to do something in the whole time period.
Yeah.
And if no one do anything, I mean, they can handle. And
Yeah.
this is a maximum 1 hour, you can say. A person should be taking a breaks after 1 hour continuous driving.
Yeah.
And naturally in your work you will
You do, yeah, absolutely.
because you have to drive and take a break, and then you will see the customer, then you can take a quick, and then you drive again.
Yeah.
So you're like off the road for some time.
Yeah. And we get an hour's lunch as well, so I quite like to, I normally bring a book with me or a magazine, and I'll have my hour's break, and I'll just sort of relax a little bit and have a read. And
yes, everyone have their own ways to relax.
yeah,
So you have to find out your own self, like what I want. Some want to go coffee, some want to stay on the phone, talking, reading. But relaxing the mind is more important than making it engaged. Do something where you get more busy and you're not relaxing it much.
Yeah.
When I came to this way, it was a very new thing to record, you know.
All right.
The bridge.
Yeah.
Because on the way this side, it looks on the floor more.
Well, there was some teenagers 2 years ago that were killed up here. They were on a quad bike. I mean, there was 4 of them on it. No helmets, nothing. The youngest was 16. But on a night time, teenagers race on here, and the police have tried to stop them, but they'll start at that end and they'll just race in one direction. And there's been cars that have been stopped here doing over 100 miles an hour on a night time in the dark, and you just think.
And then I think quad bike don't even have the lights.
No, and it was just 4 kids. Yeah, they shouldn't have been on the quad bike, but they didn't deserve to die for it, and it was the car that hit them. And it was quite on a night time. You can hear them sometimes racing up and down this road, and you just think.
Quad bike is so affordable for many people.
I know. The thing is, these people that drive the cars like that, inevitably.
And they're very fast. They're 250.
They are, yeah. It's usually other people that die, sadly.
Same like a bike style,
Yeah.
It's pure 250. And then I actually have driven the quad by myself, and you have to behave properly to control it.
Yeah, totally. I think my next door neighbour, he's got a big quad bike, and he goes away quite often with it down to Wales, just off into the hills. I don't like them because you can't lean over on a corner.
No.
It's weird. It's a weird sensation driving around the corner on a quad bike.
I even see sometimes people trying to move their body, but that don't work, man.
No.
Your quad bike is still the same.
It is,
place.
And that's why I find them difficult.
Even you do like this, doesn't make no difference. No. Like they're leaning down their body totally on the one side, rather than nothing to do with it. It's not a bike where you have to go with your bike.
No.
It's not two-wheeler. See, we are 48.
I know. I'm just trying to keep it up there while I go home.
Yeah, because more it will come in your mind, more you will do it. So for example, like I pointed you out that's what we're going to do it, that's how we do it, this is how we do it, and now you got a little bit goal that this is what I want to achieve.
Absolutely.
And like I was 46 and I want to achieve more because I want to see more figures. Now imagine you have seen yourself 48. I believe maybe next time you want to see 50. Next time you do 50, then you will say
that's the next target.
Then you will say, okay, I left it on 48. I can pick up from the same place. And I try to do it 50 next time. And then when you will do 50 next time, you say, I will pick it from there, because whatever you made it, you can only drop it down back for the bad driving. Otherwise, you can maintain that one and increase it. Of course, at any point.
Item number 2, at no risk, good mile per gallon achieved 49.1 at the end of the session.